Hey guys, welcome to The Source Online. My name's Cole, and this week, Pastor TJ will be bringing us a brand new series called Dream Again. After the message is done, go to your Zoom groups and we'll be talking about what we learned during the message. See you there.
Welcome, everyone. Pastor TJ here. So honored to be with you tonight. We are starting, as Cole just said, a brand new series called Dream Again. And dreaming is a part of our lives. We start dreaming when we're little, and we continue to dream throughout our entire lives. And when you first start dreaming, though, your dreams are sky high. Like, the sky's the limit when you dream. I even asked my boys this morning what they wanted to be when they grow up. My youngest, Miles, was all like, "Oh, Power Ranger," and he was just so super pumped, and he wanted to be the blue Power Ranger, not just any Power Ranger. His favorite color is blue. My oldest son, he was just all like, "I want to be a doctor or an astronaut or a pastor like Daddy." I was like, You're my boy. But as we grow up, we start to dream about how can we make life better? How can we have a better tomorrow? And how can we be a part of it? But one of the things that also starts to happen as we start to go along in our lives is that when life starts to hit us, it starts to kind of define the dreams that we have. And instead of dreaming with the sky's the limits mentality anymore, our dreams will often be dictated by the difficulties that we go through. And when we think about the current state of our world that we live in, it's like, okay, where does that leave us? Like, for one of the first times in all of our lives, for those of us in a part of the Source, man, this is the first worldwide pandemic that we've ever been through. And the world looks significantly different than what it did a couple of months ago. And this can rearrange our dreaming. And do we even feel like we have the ability to dream anymore? Because, man, I was really planning on going off to school next year for those of you that are seniors. But what if schools don't even open next year? It can redefine how we are dreaming and how we are even viewing our world right now. And something you might not know about these videos is that we actually record them 2 weeks ahead of the current day. And right now, the actual timeline for me is that right now there's been protests going on. Racial tensions are at an all-time high as the pain that our Black and brown brothers and sisters have been going through for a long time are really coming into public light in a brand new way. And we look out at our world and we look out at the struggles that are going on. It can almost feel like, how can we dream in the midst of chaos? How can we dream in the midst of a broken world? And one of the leaders that I really look to as a voice in my life his name's Craig Groeschel. And he said this, that every major crisis does two things. It creates two things. For one, it creates unexpected problems. And we have been living in that, like thinking of this pandemic, even what we're doing right now. It's a small example, but doing the Source online, this isn't how we would prefer to be together as a ministry and as a family. We want to be face to face. But right now, this is an unexpected problem that we had to come into, and we had to develop all sorts of different solutions. And how we were first doing the Source online looks a lot different than how we are doing it right now, because there was unexpected problems that we ran into in the midst of the crisis. But he also says this, and he also says that not only does it create unexpected problems, but it creates unprecedented opportunities. And that's what I want to have our minds surround for the next couple of weeks, to really go into that unprecedented opportunities. Because the truth is, this whole experience that we are going through, all of this stuff that we are facing right now, did not catch God off guard. This did not go outside of what he knew was coming. He knew this was coming. And so therefore, if he knew it was coming, he knows not only how to get through it, but he also knows the way out. And in this series, the person that I want to look at, because I think his story is going to speak to us in the midst of this, is a man named Joseph. Often we refer to him as the dreamer in the Bible. And if you don't know the story, Joseph is one of 12 brothers. Yes, that's right, 12 brothers. That's a big old masculine family over there. But his brothers and him were out, and they didn't really like Joseph because Joseph was his father's favorite son. But Joseph starts to tell him a couple of dreams that he has. He first says this to him in Genesis chapter 37, verses 6 and 7. He says, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." And later on, he has another dream, and he says this, "Listen, I had another dream, and this time the sun and the moon and the 11 stars were bowing down to me." See, he has these dreams that are coming from God, and he starts to share those dreams about how he's going to be in a place of authority one day. And this doesn't sit right, but here's the thing that I want you to understand right away about Joseph's story, is that God originated his dreams. And for us right now in this moment, and especially as we are in the midst of this chaotic situation in the broken world that we're living in, God must be the originator of our dreams. God must be the originator of our dreams. See, what you might not realize about your life, especially if you're new to the faith, or maybe you're just checking this thing out because one of your friends told you, we're going to be watching this as my church and come check it out. You might not realize this, but God has a plan for your life. He has a destiny for your life. He has a dream for your life, something that is far greater than yourself. Ephesians 2:10 says this, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which God prepared in advance for us to do." The context of this verse is talking about salvation and how we've all been saved by grace. And once we come to know Jesus, we start to begin to be able to walk into the plan that he has for all of our lives. God has a plan for your life, and this plan is going to be far greater than anything you could dream up on your own. And the question that we must ask ourselves about the dreams that we are having is, who is the originator of your dreams? Who is the originator of your dreams? Is it yourself? Is it your parents and the things that you're dreaming for your life is because of their expectations? Maybe it's other friends. Maybe you are dreaming of going to a school all because that's where all your friends are going to be and that's where you want to be. Is it God that's originating this dream, or, truth be told, are you even dreaming? There is a dream that God has for your life, and he must be the originator of our dreams. See, are you dreaming through you, or is God dreaming through you? See, if it's a God dream, it will be rooted in selfless actions instead of selfish actions. If God is starting to dream you through you, it's probably going to be a dream that's going to cost you something. It will be a dream that you are so passionate about that even if you were never to get a paycheck for that thing, you would still do that thing because you were so passionate about it. For me, personally, in my life, I started serving at the church way before I ever got a paycheck from here because it was what I was passionate about doing. I was hungry to help disciple the next generation, to help point people towards God. It is something that was all-consuming for me. These dreams from God will be something that is far greater than yourself. See, his dreams will be bigger than you. His dreams will be more challenging, but check this out as well. They will also be more fulfilling. They will also be something that just brings complete satisfaction to your life. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I am saying it's going to be worth it. And you can move forward in the confidence that he will deliver on your dream. Because here's the thing, any dream that God originates, God also will orchestrate. He will bring it about to fulfillment. Any dream that God originates, God also orchestrates. And we don't have to be afraid in the midst of difficult situations and trying times, because if God was the originator of the dream, he's going to see it to completion. He's going to bring it about happening. See, this situation didn't catch God off guard. He knows that this is going to happen. And what we're going to discover as we continue to study the life of Joseph over the next couple of weeks is how God even used the trials, even used the difficulties, even used the hardships that he went through to get him to his dream. See, if God is originating the dream, God will orchestrate us to the dream. We don't have to be caught off guard because he's not caught off guard. Yeah, it might look a little differently than what we had planned, but God is going to bring the dream to fulfillment. So, Source, tonight, the simple challenge, the simple thing that I really want you to remember is that you must dream again, but the dream must come from him. Dream again, but the dream must come from him. I love you, Source. We're going to go into a time of worship, and then we're going to break off into Zoom groups. Don't miss it.
Pour me out, come and pour me out, right here, right now. Oh, oh, make me a vessel of your peace, where there is war, let fighting cease. All that divides us, come reconcile us. Make me a vessel of your peace. Make me a vessel of your love. Where there is hatred, break it up. All creeds and colors bind us together. Make me a vessel of your love. Pour me out, pour me out, pour me out. Wherever I am, wherever I go, pour me out, pour me out, pour me out. Wherever I am, Won't you come pour me out, Lord? Come pour me out. Like a rushing river, let mercy flow through my heart to my world. Like a rushing river, let mercy flow through my heart to my world. Like a rushing river, let mercy flow through my heart to my world. Like a rushing river, let mercy flow through my heart to my world. Like a rushing river, let mercy flow my heart to my world. Like a rushing river, let mercy flow through my heart to my world. Pour me out, pour me out, pour me out. Wherever I am, wherever I go, pour me out, pour me out. Pour me out, wherever I am, wherever I go, wherever I am, wherever I go. Just make me a vessel, Lord. Oh, reconcile our hearts to your glory. Come and make us